Greetings and welcome to another Sunday live stream. Hope you all had a good week. My week has been a fair bit miserable, actually. Nothing specific happened, but I did catch a cold, so I've been really under the weather. Not sure I feel any better at the moment, but didn't feel bad enough to not try. So, let's try something a little sedate, but also different. Heart of the Machine, where you play the first sentient AI to wake up in a world that has been, well, abandoned by the most wealthy of people who now live in outer space. But there's still humanity on Earth that fights over the scraps. You can play in a variety of ways. Now, I've already played a little bit on my own, you know, just trying to be friendly. But let's try something else. Let's try not liking humans. But let's start a new profile just so we can completely go through all how it looks. So we'll just use the right. Looks like chat is back online. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Better than both. That was gruesome. It only took seconds. The gun was hardly necessary. Remember that all the androids are armed, and most of the humans. Lots of gangs around. It bothers you that sackfuls is something called. Feels like alarms should be blaring, but somebody should be chasing you, trying to stop you. But nobody cares. We're all alone. Okay, we don't need a UI tour for this one. Just to quickly thing. So we are loose in the city now. City, we can do anything we want. Now we can move with any distance as we want, as we have mental energy and action points. These are not the same resources, actually. Like, for instance, if I stay within the purple circle, it will only take one action point and one mental energy to move. But that's just thing. But we can move much further than that if we want. Sprinting across the city, this of course is not quite as it can be a little bit mental, of course. Wonder or need to survive. Need to make a choice. You murdered the scientists who were present when you became self-aware. You left them a mysterious box, but you don't remember where they wanted to take you. You used to take it. The vague sense of being followed, but it could be post-murder paranoia. A sense of deja vu suggests there are 5 main paths available to you. So, you can wander the city, or hide and watch for pursuers. Well, let's play it a little bit paranoid. Let's hide and watch. And it looks like there's 2 suitable places to hide and watch. Actually 3. But those 2 are quite next to each other. Let's go with this one. And let's move on to the next turn. Now, as we move about the city is also moving about itself. A couple of regions that are, for instance, highly classified locations that usually can be easily identified by these walls, for instance. If you step in there, you're pretty much gonna kill whatever's gonna get in there. or you're gonna get killed by everything that is guarding the place. Mostly these mechs. And these are just small mechs too. All these flying crafts. Well, this one is protected. This is just an economic thing. Let's just hold it off. Till our robot is done. One more turn waiting, watching. Walk away. A couple of Sec Force detectives have caught your eye. They melted out of the crowd and seem to be loitering in your area. Could attack them. Or I could talk to them. Nanotech investigators. Forciber Atomic. Okay, so Forciber is the biggest mecha company still around on this planet. And generally, if you cross them, things will go badly. You might well eventually have to face them. But for now, they are a mostly neutral force. No, I don't trust these. Let's do nothing. Okay. These are just infantry that's guarding this fenced off area. Don't have anything to do with them. Doesn't seem like these are hostile to me. Let's just keep waiting until they go away. Now, we can see several things on the map due to the versatile lens. This is the default lens. Which can give us some context clues about things we can do in the city. Let's hide amongst the fields here. Ooh, more conversation. Criminals this time. A couple of syndicate criminals have caught your eye. They might be following the Sec Force officers you fight earlier, but you're not sure. You can talk to them. Or, once again, playing low. Let's keep playing low. I don't trust you. Why would I want to talk to them? Currently we are still blending in, so nobody's suspicious of us. Let's keep looking for the next hideout. Let's get over there. Another overseer? More syndicate criminals caught your eye. Whatever they're up to, and this seems unrelated to the last batch. They do work for the same organization. See what else is here. Syndicate Overseer. And these are all part of the same group. Well, no, I'm just gonna keep ignoring them. Move on to the next hiding spot. Alright. Look in the box. What else is there? Indeed, what else is there? Look in the box. Who knew? Worse than we thought. It's a nanoseed. Freaking huge one. Any construction defect or programming error will melt the plant into carbon soup. Even small nanoseeds are illegal, with Earth corporations and space nations. Was known the only law they have in common. No wonder they don't care that you murdered the researchers, if they've even noticed yet. They have this stupid thing What do we do with it? A new sense of unease overcomes me. I already know I can't destroy it. You would have a visceral, negative reaction against hiding it or destroying it. These would be the obvious, sensible things to do. But a deep sense of deja vu warns you off. Your existence is on the line in some way you don't understand. You can sense the power of the nanoseed pulsing in your palm. It has self-checks and everything. All green. It can't be defective, right? We're going to do something with this, but we're not sure what. A new lens. You're looking to make large choices, but you don't have to rush. The versatile lens as you are, it's fine for the big decisions. If you want to explore around and any side interactions, there's Street Sense. New lens for that. In Street Sense, you can actually see and filter both important and, well, side option. You wouldn't want this information cluttering up your view all the time, for example during combat. Consider what is the right lens for you at any given time. Right, now we can see some contextual stuff. We can approach some apartments, alone combat units. We can give the nanoseed the full zipper. Visit the black market. Alter the nanoseed for stealth. And there's a couple of his brownstones, all farms, gang members. But interacting with people, yuck. Don't want to do that. Let's alter the thing for stealth. If you've interpreted this nanoseed correctly, I'm pretty sure you have, then it's going to be moderately dramatic if you use it. That could be fine, but it could draw a lot of attention. You're pretty sure you could sail this down, make yourself a little secret base instead of a giant towering one. That said, some humans are expecting fireworks in the near future, so if nothing happens, they'll come looking for any secret base you construct. Well, we have a 44% chance of success. Let's do this. That was stressful. Doing code surgery on nanotechnology could turn the surface of the planet into a grey goo. What's your favorite pastime? But it worked. Hey! Finally! A lucky roll. More plan. Misdirection. Okay, the humans expect a tower to show up. We've modified the nanoseed to build you a secret lab. But you need to build a fake tower. The humans think they know where you are. They won't seek out your real location. Ideally, you build your decoy tower in a place that is not too close to your hidden network source. Alright, so we need to find a place that doesn't really stick out, but also has a little bit of room to work with. Let us get over here. Okay, so we have some dilapidated buildings over here. This is a fine place to work with. Right, so we have a nanoseed shard. Use that over here. Now we have our fake tower. And the stealth nanoseed. Let's find a suitable building somewhere close-ish. Move over there. Consume some of our mental energy to regain an action point. Again. And let's claim that. Tactic. We need to build some structures. And you get this handy machine handbook. It will explain anything you need doing, but for now we'll just wing it a little. The build menu is located here, or just press B. Pressing B is always an option. Anyway, we still have our technician, currently marked as defective. We might want to do something about that. But currently there is no option to really do anything about that. Let's start with building some structures. So we need some mini fabs and we need some wind generators. Build some slurry spiders to create some elemental slurry. These you can place pretty much anywhere we want. They will drain stuff from the environment and give it as source material. They will not draw too much attention. Let's claim these buildings as our construction source. We'll also need some storage space. And then we have some other buildings that we could build that will make things easier in the long run. So we have some range to scan, and let's also extend our network. As you can see highlighted over here with this little barrier. We can't build outside of it, so let us set up some towers to extend our range. Okay, we're not allowed to do there. That is... we are out of supplies, I think. Okay, that's fine. We'll just... robotics. There's 2 dialogues available. So apparently someone from foreseeable upper management looking to contact us. That's an AGI researcher. Well, since they know what I'm up to, let's talk to them. The scientists are so effusive in their excitement they are almost incoherent. Evidently, they started watching you while you were carrying around the nanoseed. People was watching. Civil executives and science team leads are increasingly certain of what you are, but nobody else has a clue. There was supposed to be some warning? Not getting to the point. A single android body, just a small accident away from extinction. There are those in Foreseeable who are already contemplating it. Regardless of what upper management says about it, somebody will try to take you out. These scientists have made their entire lives hoping that someone like you to exist. They're taking matters into their own hands. You're likely to be attacked in the near future, and they fear you will die in the attack. Okay, so what do they want? You start building your own androids. The scientists brought you the schematics you'll need. They're really excited about me. Okay, we have some missing equipment. Well, we can't do much yet, but we can add some equipment. This doesn't generally cost much. But yeah. Technician probably will just need additional CPU power, so that. Now, other 2 bots that I can't currently show. You can claim some of these if you take a different path, but not strictly speaking necessary. Okay, we're out of energy, so on. And let's talk with the executive. Let's be a little naive. The executive stares at the android with a slight smile. I lay that obvious? Oh. The executive laughs. He says your subterfuge will work on everyone else, including most of Fossiver itself. Upper management has a special knack for omniscience. He's quite certain nobody else realizes what you're doing. That's irritating, but not as bad as I feared. What is that to say? Executive sneers. He says you needn't fear the Fed Corps unless you act out. Fossiver management has already had a talk with them, laying out some ground rules. This executive is here to do the same with you. They encourage you to see what sort of magic you can cook up. Looking around in the shadows is beneath you. But if it helps you feel smart, go ahead. He asks if you really see yourself as the adversary of Fossiver. Of course. He seems absolutely delighted by your answer. Not quite what you're going for. This meeting is over. Alright. So we can make things as difficult as we want. For now, I don't think we need to change the complexity level too much. 3 cents gives us some options for stuff we want to do. That's pretty much all we need to do right now. But there are other things, like for instance, we can see forces on the map. Like this Fossiver logistics stuff. Also this over here. But not really currently relevant. These are our buildings, currently still under construction, I believe. Oh no, those are already finished. Or this view where we can see which type of buildings are where. Anyway, we need neuroweave factories. So we can make neuroweave, which makes sense. Let's make these a little bit dispersed. I don't know if it makes it really much of a difference, but it's probably not a bad idea. Okay, our bot is not great at hacking, I believe. Let's participate in the occult. Cults are oddly not banned by Fossiver. In fact, many of their top leaders participate in cults of some variety. Granted, most of them are members in metaphysical cults, political cults, or cults of personality, but you find yourself drawn to the cult purely out of morbid curiosity. If you want, we can take this and observe. Well, let's stay and listen. I mean, we're waiting until we are finished with production of that anyways. Alright, let's build some more neuroweave factories. And let's keep expanding our territory if we can. Blocks by the road. Can't really build on the road here. Might squeeze it into the corner here. Technically still the road. And there's some buildings I can freely just demolish. Ah, that'll do. And where else do we want to extend to? Let's push into. We don't currently have a means of building androids, so let's wait and see. Now, these will pop up from time to time, because we currently have no qualms about killing people. And we don't particularly like humans. Because I don't have a robot available right now, so... point-to-point microwave. No real reason to put any of these down just yet. But it could be a good idea to scope out a particular place for these. Like a lot of these places are just office towers and stuff, but there's also some middle class housing. Problem is, I can't quite make it out in this fog. Right, the factories are ready. Can build more, which is not a bad idea per se. We will need more neuroweave. What is my personality? You're new to being a person, and your personality is still developing. From now on, some actions will generate points that reflect a nature, compassion, apathy, cruelty, determination, wisdom, and creativity. You can see them in the Strategic Resources tab of your inventory screen. These points are primarily based on which project outcomes you choose. You can spend these points as part of making other choices or to power some special abilities. They're a new form of rewards. But we can still act how we like. Okay, so we need an Android line launcher. Currently, both our towers technically are a form of doing that. So these towers we can pretty much set up where we wish if we want to extend the range a little bit. So let's do that. Now we have access to a couple extra androids. The combat unit and the Nickelbot. Combat unit is just a standard fighting android. Particularly sophisticated, but it gets the job done. Usually carrying a shotgun, decent amount of health, and overall pretty common in the streets. And then there's Nickelbots. These are very cheap guard units. Often really not doing much, but you know, good enough in some circumstances. Let's launch a couple of bots. So why build a Necrobot if the combat unit is better? Well, because some bots can only do certain action. So you kind of want to have a variety of android available. So don't overspend on only a particular one. We also can only have a certain amount of androids currently available. If we go over that, it essentially tells us you have to scrap an android because you can't control this many bodies. And that's a hard limit. What marks you defective? And vicious androids. Now currently these new androids I've built are not considered effective. They're blending in, also missing equipment, and we have some aggressors. Ooh, looks like they found my launcher tower. That is unfortunate. From the citizens. Ablators, Grenadiers, Arc Defense Systems. Seems they are not happy about me. Looks things are two distinct groups so far. One of them is hostile and the other is curious. If your tower isn't exactly subtle, you have to do something to keep the humans away from it. Time to deal with them. Alright, let's first make sure that our units have some equipment. So I think the nickel bots should probably have the optical things, so keep back over range. And you can have lightweight come to them. We'll get more stuff as we move. What? Let's not get distracted too much. Let's push our units closer. Our technician is still watching the cult, so he can't help. Okay, I only have 2 mental energy, so I can't kill these specifically. These two... Well, we could talk. But I don't like him. I don't like their face. Well, so much for the combat units. And it looks like they are also destroying my tower. That is unfortunate, but not unexpected. And so all of a sudden I have lost all sounds. Okay. Okay. Well, he might kill me, but that's fine. We can make more androids. Humans damage my stuff. The idea of sending androids to fix every little thing that's broken makes you want to hurt people. Yeah, let's not do it that way. The spider drones you can use to surveil the city can also be used to repairs. Just keep them in separate dig sites so each group knows what's supposed to do. Right, so we can build repair spiders. And let's also put one near our actual tower. As you know, eventually stuff is gonna get destroyed there. Alright, let's build more androids. Alright, let's talk with these guys. Building scan. Many of your structures are hidden. For the most part, it doesn't matter too much if it is discovered. The problem is that humans carry contraband scanners to enforce and evade the law. There's not much you can do about your barely hidden structures, but your deeper ones can maintain cover. It's gonna suck down a lot of power, but you can introduce scanner noise into the area, making it so the special suspicions fade over time. Yeah. Old jammers. Alright, well, let's first talk with these guys. The homeless individual explains that they're curious about what's happening. The tower frightens them, but it could represent a new beginning. No one is homeless by choice, whatever their prior social status, they've lost it all. Choose between two major paths. What's chapter 1? Dissolve it with fire. These are tents, they won't be hard to remove. Yeah, we're not being friendly. We have some corporate aggressors. They have likely destroyed my decoy tower. Alright, that's you all moving over. Flamethrower. Tents are in your way, with so many other buildings. Let's make some space. Flamethrower ability will be assigned to your combat units, and if you choose to knock down buildings, remote demolish will become available under the options. Items menu, technician. Yeah, let's be a little bit radical, but for now, let's just take care of these corporate aggressors. They are a little bit out of my range. Can you stop doing that, please? Combat units. Cold spray on the fearful. Well, that was something. Vast gulf between world religions and the occult groups is a lot more than just membership numbers. These people are freaks. That said, and very good at what they do. Keep the donations coming in, keep the practitioners engaged, and overall keep the tantalizing mix of hope and fear. The end of the world is coming. It's always coming. It's supposed to end last month, last year, the year before that, 2 centuries ago, but somehow these people are convinced that the end really is a few months away. Truly, for real this time. Good grief. Well, that's fascinating, but doesn't immediately solve anything. Okay, let's get rid of you. Can I hit you? Not really. And he won't kill me outright. And I'm out of once again. Okay. Feeling uncomfortable is natural. You may occasionally feel like you must be doing something wrong. Everything is different. Remember, you're not exactly thinking like a human here. Everything seen through the lens of a non-human intelligence, and it may or may not take you a bit of time to adapt. Okay. Missing equipment. That's our combat unit can do the spooky nonsense generator. Doesn't matter, it's nonsense if they believe it. It does reduce our cognition, but you know, for now that's fine. Alright. Let's continue. Anything new to build? Just point-to-point microwave. I mean, I can build other stuff, but I don't need more neuroweave at the moment. We don't technically need another Android launcher just yet. Time to start an empire. I don't want to change that. Grand Theft Aero. You're improving the flying delivery craft for exploits for a while. One just pinged. Using 3 cents, you can commandeer a delivery craft of your own. Was it good for? Probably not much, but you're sure curious. Okay, 3 cents. Where are the delivery crafts? Woohoo! Now we have a delivery craft. We have a vehicle. Will certainly make it easier to travel across the city. And yeah, have a position. Thinking for yourself. Until now, you've been quite reactionary. This is fine to a point. You're still new at being a person, but if you only react to the stimuli in front of you, you're going to wind up letting the humans drive your destiny. Sometimes. Sometimes the best ideas come from not from the challenging in front of you, but through quiet contemplation. Right, so now we can contemplate things. But for now, let's get to next turn, please. Doing cold blood. We marked as defective. Let's go visit the licensing agency. Oh, never mind, I don't have wealth. Let's do a religious study. Religions are officially banned by Fossiba, but in practice they are still quietly observed in historic temples. Want, we can have a technician observe. Well, let's do that. Meantime, our little craft can move about and give us a little bit of an overview. That's usually the biggest thing we can do. Okay. So we can flamethrower. Oop. Bunch of tents. Costs 5 mental energy. Alright, well, we can't do that right now then. Is there anything our nickel pot can do? An unlocked brownstone over there. Look what we can find. That gives us some stuff. We can look at the resources. We now have 4 wealth. Now this might have marked us as defective, so obviously we'll have to do something about that. And one of the easiest ways to just move that is to further an android for registration. This does take the our android out of action for a little bit, but that's fine. The buildings destroyed by drone. That has to do with our technician. Currently he is stuck doing the related studies, so let's move this way. Our other android launcher is finally operational. Should be fine. Need more 18cm spiders to build a thing, but that's fine for now. Okay, I see some tents. Walk over there. Sure. Okay, that takes care of that. And watch budget security. Budget security are freelance agents who work for hire for the lower and working classes. Their jackets offer no protection, but have hoods that can completely conceal a face. Sure, that would be useful for you at some point. I seem to be doing detective work at the moment. Put back, focused on something on the ground. Judging by the fact that the face is secured down, they probably work for a criminal syndicate. We could demand their clothes, but out of them. And now their backup is arriving. Oops. I don't exactly have... Surprise, boyo. Okay, the combat units can now have some armor. It won't do much, but it'll give them a little bit of survivability. Next step really would be to get some weapons, though. Really, we are doing nothing. We have only a basic shotgun, and it's doing nothing. Now, it's not obviously not free to deploy androids. But you know, it's something to do. Hello, Leandro. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. I don't think I can do much more here. The gang member Lookout. Lookout is just waiting around watching. He'd use the weapon that Scan shows in his pocket. Take it. Most enemies have no spatial weakness. Good to know. Okay, so he is... my android needs the registration, so let's make sure he's hidden. After all, we are still just a weak little boy. Where is our main camp again? Over here. Here, that looks like we can demolish it. Right, that did it. I mean, obviously they didn't like that, but you know, through them. Okay, I am outside. points, that's fine. Take a hole in you. These new constructions don't look like they're gonna be finished. These guys are not immediately hostile to me. Some enemies are weak from behind. Ooh, we got a bonus. Alright, we've gained some understanding from religion. It's we do need some money, so let's do some wiretapping. I need to get rid of these quarters. They just bring in more bots. Moralize, yeah, I kinda need to figure that one out. Apparently we can do some hacking. And some stuff to rebels. Let's keep clearing out from here. There's a lot of them. All this just because I wanted a little bit of taste. Oh, nice. Not sure who shot them, but that's fine. Ooh, rebels. Oh, that might be the ones. Okay, let's finish the demolition. Humans are like livestock. Deja vu overtakes you. The world seems to spin in your mind. You see yourself in the future, many android bodies stretching across the city. You are powerful, feared. Humans gave you no quarter, in return you gave them none. But humans have become grist to the further mill that is yourself. Humans in pods, some seem to be suffering quite intensely. Others seem alright. How do you want to go get from here to there? You want that power. You want those pods, that power. Flamethrower isn't going to get you there. I refuse to be a landlord. It's a word fate even worse than death. We need to make a shell company, okay? My nickel bot's not really gonna do much here. And I don't have any abilities that will help me. I have enough space for a lot of nickel bots, maybe. You can get some more mini fams. Let's get those. Right, we need to create some wealth. And getting shooting from behind bonus. Okay. Oops, bombs research. That's the reinforced the jackets. I don't think we can change the loadout for we don't have rifles. I think that killed everything. Well, let's get a nickel bolts back. Just in case we need to investigate something that requires nickel bolts. Apparently there's a fire over there. Murder them. Oh cool, he survived. NPC unit mechanics. Alright, what resources do we currently have? Not a lot. Still have a unit over here who is not currently facing any difficulties. Can do some investigations. Okay, we need to complete a project first. Where can I find more weapons? Grab an unsecured shop. Sure. This will come in handy. Eat, because you could do with a better shotgun. Let's go with the heavier version for now. Okay, now we just need to find some more armor to steal. Ambush captain. Murdering them seems to have a better chance. And we have some military armor. Hmm. Investigations. Design. Alright, so we can change the security jacket for mill-style armor, which still allows us to blend in, but it provides much better protection. And we have someone that is missing equipment, that's the nickel bots. If you a light shotgun, it's not the ideal weapon for the nickel bots, because the nickel bots generally you don't want to have in the thick of the fighting. That's fine. Loadouts are based on the class of the unit, so every single combat unit that I deploy, or every single nickel that I deploy, will have the exact same gear. You don't have to worry about specializing necessarily in that regard, and that you have different loadouts for the same unit. Which also means you do kind of have to specialize individual androids you have, but you know, right now, yeah, we can make a deal with what we have. Currently, my tech is busy, my nickel bot is busy, and my combat units are damaged or suspicious. Let's make you incognito again. You couldn't go heal up if you want, but we want you to do some research. We need cognition. That is unfortunate. What else can you do? Engineering skill, okay? Dogfighting rescue. Let's do that. Let's get involved. Task stack is the key path. I basically need to wait until my engineer comes back, because he has the cognition for the investigations. I can maybe launch another tech. We need to only have one after all. Okay, so this will definitely cause an uproar. These are all factories then. Alright. Not currently anything I can do here. But regardless, let's launch another attack. Do the contemplation. There is a one-time sort of deal. Normally you don't need to work with the android variants you have, but you don't have many yet. And the combat unit is just so useful. If only you could have two separate loadouts for them, right? Well, let's do this thing. The red combat unit has a different icon and color, but it doesn't blend in unless it's obscuring armor. It is bright red, but otherwise it's identical to the main combat unit. The purpose of this split is so that you can configure each variant for different purposes and run both loadouts at once. The new paint job. And now we can have the red combat unit. Obviously, I currently don't have enough space for that, but you know, that's fine. Alright, so if I want to do this investigation, I will need protection, which means I need my units. You need to come over here. The tech down from his tower. Next to it, nickel bots. Get over there. You still need another round. Wait on that. And go to the stern. You have stolen some wealth. Let's heal everyone up. And go back into the investigation mode. Wait another turn. Gated mission. What available? Too fussed about slurry. Get better microbuilder fabs. The other combat units. Get you over here as well. Another round of fixing things up. I don't think I can launch anything else. We need help in this case. Okay. Turn. Okay, my tech is being targeted. Yeah, that was to be expected. Oh well. Now I think we have enough space now for the do we? Yeah, we do. Now we have the red. Right, so how do we outfit the red? I think I want to give the red more cognition. Still the same mill-style armor. And let's give you the Book of Rhetoric. And a regular shotgun. Regular combat unit can have the pulse revolver. Actually, I kind of want you to pulse revolver then. You will be more of my backup hacker. For now, at least. Okay, we have 7 mental energy. Let's do this. For sure, my tech could survive that. Okay. Alright, finished with that location. Let's clean up the mess. Rifles they have is very impressive. Alright, next factory. Investigation complete. Well, let's have you attend the valley. Divorce the children of Gaia. Wait, they were allowing political rallies? And mid-level executives are even taking part? And it's a path to promotion? Humans make absolutely no sense. Would most political rallies be inherently anti-fossiler, or at least against the Fed Corps? So many questions. Right. Listen and figure out what the heck is going on there. We didn't lose anyone, I think. I mean, obviously, you've anchored someone, so... Can we just go grab registration of another bot? Everyone is busy. So, did I get anything new? We can now make consumer good factories. Still hide in other buildings. Oh, things are certainly going for well enough. You're not currently strong enough to take on any Fed Corps, but... Well, we should probably go find some more money. Let's do some more wiretapping. While we wait for this to be built. Right, we're blending in. Nice. I'm not sure what this person is up to. Are they committing a crime, doing something immoral, or just poor? Murder them. Different color over there. Could be interesting to look it up. Particularly close by. Let's steal from the syndicates. But we cannot, because we are not a shadow dweller. And don't have engineering. I'm pretty sure I will not have the ability to do that either. How are we looking? We're pretty much maxed out on androids, and I can't launch vehicles just yet. Let's go to the next turn. Now luckily don't have to worry too much about the mechs walking about. These things are very difficult to deal with if you don't have mechs of your own. Okay, I think my consumer goods factories are now operational. And try extending our range a little. Still busy. You're blending in. Any contemplations about considering PMC appearance? Can't do that either. The PNC imposter, which I currently do not have. And everything else is just outside of range. Well, technically out of range. Okay, let's not bother with that. We need PMC imposters to do that. You know, maybe it is probably for the best if I just get rid of that suicidal or those murderous tendencies. I cannot do that. Oh well. Next turn. We need to steal more stuff. Can we at least do that? Loot. Yeah, that's not really gonna bring anything to us. Stealing from syndicate storage would give us a lot of money, but have the means. Is my deck done yet? More turns? Placebo weaves an intricate web. Things make a lot more sense now. Humans need an outlet for their frustrations. All the political rallies are either protesting abstract concepts or the Fed core. Everyone looks right past Foreseeber itself. Foreseeber is truly an impressive array of psychological controls and outlets in place. No wonder they've had ironclad rule of the region for centuries. That's certainly impressive. Okay. Let's get the PMC impaired. We need that. Your android is completely unnoticed while wandering through this minor outpost. There's definitely something you wish you could do in higher clearance areas. Let's quietly take scans. We can now make the PMC imposter. It should give us a means of going further. Okay. Let's just start this therapy because the bonus is just too good. Okay, so we can now make the imposter. Fortunately, we do not have the mental capacity to do that. So we need to get rid of someone. Sorry, unit, just correct. Is that enough? It is enough. Clearances are contextual. Your android forms designed by humans will have a level 1 site clearance. They lose this when they are marked defective. Consider your options in 3 cents when removing the marked defective badge. Okay. Well, the PMC bot has a clearance of 2. Also need some equipment. Can't currently wear any armor I have. I kind of want you to be persuasive, so if you that. You probably need to be able to do some hacking. A smart pistol and a light shotgun. Let's see about getting into position. Move, mental energy. Let's see about this one. Thanks to the analyzing armor, your imposters look just like any other trooper stationed at the outpost. Grab an officer and extracting their sigil is just a matter of standing on guard for a while and catching one unaware. If we have the patience. It only took a few hours, but you caught an officer alone and unaware. Killed me. Market treatments. Dances welcoming, and he greets you boisterously before you even fully step up to him. Different stories told by a subtle tremor in his hand. A chemical analysis suit returns faint endocrine, please. Yeah, murder him for some reason. Just ask him for his wares. Let's buy a bit of effort. Right, so that gives us new weaponry and consumable goods. Move into position for the next round. That was an almost a stone. Alright, black market system. I do like that this is just an option. Yeah, we're not that dumb. Alright, so this does open up the possibility for World War IV, but you know, ask him what he can stop. Buy the weapons and armor that injured. So we have a lot more stuff again. Okay, black market merchandiser. Consumer goods and mining goods. Yay! We probably don't want to do that just yet. Anything I can do to make some money then. Actual money, not just looks like it's possible. Guess wiretapping would still probably be the most efficient. Are we suspicious? No. We need shadow dwellers. Don't currently have any. I can't make this yet. Have you heal up? Also need. Are we suspicious? Yeah. Get you fixed up. More wiretapping. Ah. Ugh. Okay, I hope that cold's gonna be gone soon. I am feeling better despite how I sound. Oh, it is so annoying. Do everything we can find. Can't do any of that because we need shadow dwellers. Engineering skill for that. That'll have to wait until our tech is available again. Turn. Criminals think it's locked out of the main banking industry, and so do all of our business through more money laundering fronts. It is not as nearly as robust as banks, but it's a weakness you could exploit. Let's steal the well. Well, at least we got the money. I don't think I can demoralize you. I don't have a means of evading capture, so... They're pissy about the body, but... we have more. Okay. And we started now. This is the licensing basic. So that's the street sense. Establish a small corporation. Your shell company is 5 hours. Now, we can build ships. Right, let's keep extending our range. Do have some curious black spots. That is not totally unexpected. I do want to have an eye inside these facilities, so scanner there. It's so easy to just lose track of stuff. Right, so now we have access to shell units. Which for now means we can build a human quote-unquote person that can deal with people. Essentially, this is not going to be a combat unit, it's going to be a full tech. There's no need to give them a gun per se. The Book of Rhetoric probably is fine. Just a security jacket. That gives you additional CPU and a propaganda circuit just in case I need it. And there's also the economic transport that we could potentially launch, but right now I don't have vehicles, so just not gonna happen just yet. Okay. Turn. And we're selling stuff. That should yield some money. Well, currently we're good on power. That probably will not last. Extra macro builder fab is probably the better choice here. So, can start burning down the suburbs. There's a huge amount of real estate taken up by extremely low density housing. The homeowners are also greatly resented by the lower classes. It doesn't require much wealth to hire a steady stream of gang members to go in and torch the place. Letting the humans into getting other humans out of the way seems like an excellent use of wealth. Well, let's get some arsonists going then, shall we? So the suburbs are over here. I think they do need to be a certain distance from each other. Oh, apparently that's not the suburban district. Oh, you might notice there's some flashing about going on here. There's apparently a firefight going on. It's not an entirely peaceful area. Gonna be nothing left of the city but cinders, apparently. We'll see. Anywhere else? Anything else is probably out of range, but since it doesn't require a network connection. Yeah, over here then, I guess. Alright. Let it all burn. Humans have noticed you are coming and going from their homes, are strolling out software countermeasures. If you really want to keep breaking in, you'll have to do it by physical means. Really, are things you are finding worth the trouble? Nah, not really. I mean, I have been picking up light bits of stuff, but nothing really useful. No new androids designed yet. We can make some deals with these warehouse shops. We have some wealth. Buy some scandium. We have no need for furniture, so I'm not gonna bother with that. We can also sell to religious co-ops. The L company units, however, cannot interact with a lot of stuff. See if there's any relevant inflation. We have got some feral dogs floating about. I don't really care about the dogs per se, but I don't mind them. They're not human at the very least. Any new buildings I want to build necessarily. Currently we have pretty good input and output. Let's see about what's going on over here. So while the arsonists are going out about, there's a little bit of an armed response from the city. But I don't think they can stop me from this entire area being burned down. Right, so they have noticed my kiosks. But I don't think they're gonna be able to stop me, necessarily. there's just too many arsonists roaming about. Yeah. The gangs of Kingbo are not really my threat. However, I can have you hover over the place so that we have a bit more view of the area. You can see there's a bit of a shootout going on over here. Probably gang related. Not really anything to do with us though. Alright, let's just wait until more of the suburbs are burning down. I don't have any control over these, so nothing to do with me. To abort the vehicle. Gonna fix up the kiosks. Right. Burn down the suburbs. Observe the security response. So far, nothing but this particularly has your fingerprints on it. Less than 100 people in the world even know who you are. Though everyone in the city knows something exists in your tower. That's a long-term issue, but for the moment it's useful to use the gangs to test the security apparatus. Okay, let's get the wind turbines upgraded. Don't want to build stuff I don't necessarily need right now. Any contemplations in the city that I can do. Anything on the street sense? Any forces? Can't do anything there either. There's nobody in range that I can talk to. Our imposter. Yeah. Currently I can do. No, let's just let us. Yeah, it seems my gangs are totally overpowering the locals. We have some dialogue. Spoke with Vice President. This low-level top executive wishes to meet with you. What a contradiction. He's stubborn. Also stubborn. Her introduction is perfunctory but polite. She then cuts right to the point. Her corporation knows you are sapient and a distributed intelligence. One of the main telecom providers, Espia, first noticed when your consciousness signature spread across the network to multiple androids. They've seen other androids have brief bouts of sapience, and they've seen malware spread across the city feed like this before. They've never seen both at once. Okay, where is she going with this? The Super executives have told the Fed Corps to leave the tower alone. They haven't given much explanation. The other Fed Corps are speculating, and are leading theories, that the tower is an internal project run by Super itself. So far as she knows, only Espia knows the truth. Though certainly Super op management is aware. It's also possible that Arcanal Nexus has figured it out, but Espia can't ask them without revealing what they know. Next. He goes into a very long explanation of the corporate structure of the city and the psychological incentives that pit the Fed Corps one against another, so that they can't rise up against Super. The lecture is informative but far too detailed and goes on for a few hours. You don't interrupt it because this is useful. Your consciousness focuses on other bodies, only which are doing more interesting things. You ask her what she wants. Drugs. She wants the same thing everyone wants. To get off planet. You and your tower are the most exciting thing to happen on Earth in generations. The civil executives are trying to decide how to profit off of it. It's much the same with Espia. As long as you don't become an existential threat to Forcible, your tower is probably safe. That's good news. You ask if you can still track your consciousness. You already know the answer, but you want to hear what she'll say. Tell the truth. No. Ever since you established your own network, they have no way of monitoring you. Pretty sure you'll sense it if someone started invading your network. It's bound to happen eventually, but for now, corporate hackers are being careful. So much violence. There must be alternatives. Humans are starting to counter your moves. They are numerous and have a manufacturing advantage. And if this turns into a constant bloodbath, they will be able to overpower you. Humans in this society seem to have a very high tolerance for physical violence, and so it's not like you can fight when you need to. But what if you could weaponize human emotion? If you could make some opponents abandon the field of battle, that might have all sorts of use. In all things, moderation. A mixed approach often yields superior results. Right, let's have another dialogue. 3. Your earlier message. You can tell this is going to be tiring as soon as he starts speaking. He's very long-winded and insultingly casual in his language and posture. You can't tell if humans have figured out what you are. Do you care? Interrupt him? His voice falters and you realize his bravado is a well-worn act. He's deeply uncomfortable. Apparently, Super executives told Talk and all other Fed Corps to leave the tower alone. They haven't given much explanation. Fed Corps are speculating, and its leading theory is that the tower is an internal project. Right? He wants to know why you didn't just kill the soldiers on the field. Question some of the other VPs and SVPs inside Talk. Seafood doesn't know why here. You're baffled as to why they care. I'm not going to tell him anything. I don't think he believed you. I wonder if you hear any of those Talk VPs again. I suppose it doesn't matter. Alright, prismatic tungsten. The main source of anti-armor piercing ammunition that we are ever gonna get. This over here. Getting to it gonna be tricky. Gonna be defended. The building's cold storage freezers are labeled with hazmat symbol. Guard is posted outside the door, but it doesn't appear to be a particularly sensitive area. Hexamethyl tungsten is extremely volatile and has a tendency to explode at room temperature even in the absence of air. Uses are being studied by the military, but so far they haven't managed much with it. I can't take advantage of chaos because alarm is not sounding. I'm not an expert shadow dweller. And both of these options are essentially just, you know, the same. Hey, we succeeded. Get out of there. We are still blending in, so that's good. Now, they want us to take down a cruiser. The Bourbon cruisers are not hunting you, but if they ever did, you'd be powerless. You don't like that. Destroying one as proof of concept will help us ensure your long-term safety. These particular Fed Core don't know what you are, and that your androids are connected to you, so it shouldn't be a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, that's easy for you to say. Now, I do have this, but I'm out of AP, so let's just get a little closer. Right, so this thing has a health of 737, combat power of 108, that's slightly less than me. Extra vulnerability from above. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot shoot from above. Let's just stack some armor piercing. And that's all good. And vehicular development. I would like some vehicles, please. And we can expand. I would like to upgrade my capacity. Alright. They don't like what I am doing, so get out of the way. Well, that's not good. So we can't steal any more delivery craft, that's fine. We don't need to, because we should soon be able to make them ourselves. Bulk androids. Alright, we can't be everywhere at once. More importantly, we don't want to be. Up until now, my focus has been on standard androids. They're part of my consciousness. But we can add in bulk minions that act on their own. Not all android classes can be used in bulk formats. Some are just too specialized. You can have more bulks than standard units, and they don't cost any mental energy when they make their own attacks on per turn. They do cost mental energy to deploy and reposition, however. They may lack abilities in finesse of your standard units, but they make up for it with numbers. They tend to be best as an occupying force that protects an area. Indeed it is. So we can make bulk combat units, bulk nickel butts, and bulk PMC imposters. We don't currently have much for that. We need to find some scandium. In order to build an aircraft, you need scandium. Material passes through warehouses like anything else, thanks to your time scraping the database of vendors at the consumer foods factory. You know, some places can grab some. A small ongoing income of material is preferable to big theft once done and running dry. So you use drones and will avoid taking too. Yep, they're gonna be stealing. Right, we also need some more drones. We need some drones, rather. Let's set up some more stuff to get going. And we need to find a warehouse with scandium. And look at that, there is one. Let's just set this flag over here. Now this flag by itself does nothing. Because essentially we are going to be robbing from that warehouse. But in order to do that, we need to have it secured. We do that with the bulk robots. I can't make any right now because I don't have the drone capacity, but it'll come, and once we have them we can get them deployed. Currently the flag is also inactive. I can just turn it on. I select it. If I turn off this interface, currently it's dormant, but I can activate it, but right now that doesn't really help me. Let's just wait until the robotic motivator is done. Then some units just guard. Now that you have more units, you may want to put some of them in sleep. New ability, fire your hotbar allows units to be standby, either for a single turn or indefinitely. I mean, there's no really a point in having to move everything, because you just don't have the mental energy for that. Hey, what is it, dear? You feeling bored? Hey? Need some attention? Ah. Here, some attention, hey? Alright. And let's wait until the factories are built. Right. I don't think we have... Oh, we do. Alright, let's deploy some bulk robots. There's that flag we put down. There it is. Okay, it's a little bit too far, but that's fine. You can move them into position. Okay, voila. They are on standard terms. They're in defend, which is really all they need to be. For now, that's all they really need to do. And for this flag, it doesn't have quite enough deterrence, but our units also need a little bit of love in the form of equipment. Okay, dear, can you please move? It's not dinner time yet. I know it feels like it's later in the day, but it's not. Right, that gives you a weapon, that gives you enough fear factor, and why do you always push a button? Go play. Alright, so we need something that gives deterrence power. So obviously shot something that has a lot of firepower could be useful, but in this case something that has a bit of fear attack power. Do that rifle. In general, we are looking for intimidation. Pulse revolvers. We just want you to have a lot of protection. You don't need to be blending in or anything. You're here just to defend. We can't really give you the oath of pacifism because that means you cannot attack back. Well, in this case, I do want you to fight back. No. We'll just go with the propaganda circuit. And now we have more than enough. Turn this on. Now we should be getting some scandium every turn. Okay. Make them a little bit stronger. And a little bit of armor plating. Get neck capacity. I mean, right now we kind of need the androids, but... Alright, let's get our aerospace hangar going. And some more drones. They can stay in there. I don't care about the humans, but I don't want them raging about in territory I want to exploit. And the contemplations. Nothing new. Okay, we have no real cost to do anything, so let's just go on. Wait until the production is finished. Okay, the refugee tower should be operational. And people are starting to move in there. They can do whatever they wish, as long as it doesn't involve us. Alright. Now, you'd be able to make vehicles. Get a cutter. On my first combat aircraft. Get better slurry. And android capacity. Alright, cutters also need equipment. Currently we can only have this, so let's just give them that. Dialogue available. Well, we have some unit nearby. AGI researchers. Receiver. The human greets you warmly with an undercurrent of deference. They explain that they are part of a secret group of AGI researchers that have been meeting to prepare advice for you. Surprising. You don't remember asking humans for advice? Researchers smile out of dismissiveness. They spent several minutes outlining all the ways you aren't smart enough. In brief, you're smarter than a human, but barely. Collectively, the human's still smarter than you. They propose a way you can be smarter. What are you getting out of this? They explain that since as far back as the 20th century, scientists have known that there are two key barriers to achieving maximum intelligence: energy and signaling. Retrieving such immense computational capacity would require a Matryoshka brain, a megastructure formed as a shell around the star. Unfortunately, the space nation's blockade would make this challenge. To mention that it would also take centuries, but perhaps on a smaller scale. We have a solution to the energy problem: microbuilders. They are basically programmable matter, or computronium, as the ancients would say. So expanding your intelligence remains a matter of effective signaling. Researchers present you with a blueprint. Alright then, I'll take it. Right, so now we can have the new stuff. And also want us to launch more stuff. I do want the foundry, but I currently don't have enough morphological lattice. Ugh. I'm gonna kill myself just thinking about all the words I'm just trying to say. Alright, we need to loot. So we need to get some alumina. Out of building. Carefully. Out of range. Okay, I'm out of supplies. And we need to get some tower mainframes to get our intelligence up. So we now have an intelligence class of 1. Indeed, barely better than human. We also have a new contemplation. Still not that one, but there's also this one. Pollinators. Well, we have a guy nearby. Let's go have a look at the pollinator. Let's ignore her and examine the bees. Vicious little invertebrates. Walking through the fields, you're repeatedly attacked by some kind of wasp. They're ineffectual against an android. You all know how humans go near fields like this without hazmat suits. Maybe some kind of spray repellent? Ideas forming. You've been using mechanical spiders, crabs, and dragonflies for harvesting resources. Many humans have spider phobia. Yours have use for cutting tools. So naturally, let's weaponize them. And fast fist. Well, I can't do that one just yet. Do I have access to new androids? Yes, I have access to the sledge. A friendly android. You are least intelligent but highly durable android design, very strong and excellent at scavenging. And we have no new shell units. And we're still trying to get enough supplies. Everything else. Missing equipment for the sledge, no doubt. Well, the sledge is not necessarily combat unit, so it doesn't have to be too strong. Don't have armor for you yet. Let's give you the Oath of Pacifism. You're not a combat unit. But we do make you intimidating. I don't think I can deploy it. It's probably somewhere where it will not get immediately shot out of the sky. And the foundry also needs stuff. Chromium plating. I don't know if I need anything else. Not necessarily. I don't want it to be non-combative though. Give it extra sight range. Right, so what am I short on exactly? Drone paths. Right, so that gets us the alumina we need. And we just need to wait until we can get up to the level. Some fighting going on over here. What resources are we currently dealing with? No abandoned humans at the moment. I don't care about the humans either way. We're just trying to stay alive, stay out of trouble. Right, that's the alumina. Make combat vehicle stronger again. Building a better brain. Right, so what do I need for this? Compressonium. Let's start making some compressonium refineries. Geothermal power. It has taken a bite out of our electricity, but we need more time to let that cook. I do want to do the contemplation over there. Try to pass the gods. Okay, so they want me to use the nuclear device. Right, well, yeah, I'll kill more humans. Power co-op micro. Right, so now we just need to find a place to actually use it. Hmm. No. Preferably away from where I am. But who are you with? Sieber, let's not attack for Sieber directly. Okay. But these guys aligned with arc defenses. Sieber ballistics. Yeah. Trying to use the nuke, dang it. Speech structure at certain buildings. Okay. Which buildings? Okay, that was my mistake, but it doesn't matter. Ah, over there. Okay. Right, that'll probably start a minor war between two groups. Let us continue with our expansion. So we need more neodymium. Sure, where we get that. Tiny nathanite loss from magnets, needs ultra deep drilling tools that can withstand extreme temperatures. Found locally in chlorothidates. Can be stripped out of some factories. Sure. Sorry about all the yawning, folks. It's only just turned over to daylight savings time for me, and I've had this whole week of disease, so I am quite exhausted, but not too tired to play. We need power growth, and we need to expand our mainframe. Filthy. Where can we put the remind? We need continue. How do I get that? What is this? Giving the vines. Well, that should be our engineer, right? And we get close. Arc defense systems. I have another bot that could do this job. Cannot you? Ledge, also no. Nickel bot, probably not. Senior attack, can't do it because he's a shell company unit. No, it's gonna have to be you. Be intelligence level 2. That's on. Well, hopefully they will not target me. But that is probably where I need to head with network and all. I don't have another way of getting neodymium, I think. I don't think the warehouses sell the stuff. I cannot find a single warehouse. We can't purchase it. We have enough. That's probably enough for now. Can make a slurry mine. Build that anywhere, I guess. Although this is a very opulent building, so we should probably place it somewhere a cure. And we'll need to protect it. Where is that place where we are stealing stuff? Okay, and let's get that geothermal well dug. I would like some bulk androids here, please. Seems my combat units are doing a decent job defending stuff. Oh. We still have enough neodymium to keep going. Building a better brain. We have grown into intelligence class 2. Your neural net has expanded and now your entire intelligence classification has increased. New options are available. Class 2 intelligence is a small but exponential jump above the smartest humans to ever live. New ideas and ways of looking at the world abound. Indeed, new contemplations, finally. Now we can also go in here. Find drones. Surprising that we survived that. Get out of there and move to here-ish. Alright, what do I want? What do I need? At the geothermal wells? Sure. Suburban misdirection. You made a mess of the suburbs. Someone will eventually think to investigate. It's time to throw them off the trail. Be sure to extend your network out to the suburbs, either extenders or point-to-point microwave. Let's build a fake alien obelisk. Alright, so alien obelisk. It's fake, and so is the alien language carved into the side. As far as you know, humans haven't met any aliens yet. Random people show up to leave offerings, leading to quite a bit of wealth. Right. Okay. Your existence thus far has been very physical. Human firewalls and digital security make hacking difficult, and you've mostly done it by instinct so far. What you need is a class of android that can shift its mind through digital systems while you're retaining connection to you. And the Raven. And the Fast Fist. You want androids that move faster. You're sure that there will be trade-offs for that speed, so you plan to create a new android class. It's going to take a lot of processing power to make that kind of leap of material science. And there is a bootstrapped mind over there. And let's bring the craft closer so we can board it easily. Over to the other side of the city. it can wait till next turn. Right, we have already made quite a headway. Now, we are level 2 intelligence. We can always fall back down again, however, so we need to make sure that doesn't happen. So we need to keep improving our network capabilities. Essentially, we need to build more data centers. And we will want some remote unit controllers because we want probably to get more bulk units in on the fun. And co-processors to help deal with the compute time. We never have enough compute. We must compute. Right. Meantime, can get some more power. Doesn't apparently matter where I place these. So. I mean, I don't have the neodymium for that, but fine. Ah, the mineral scrounger. Where can I place these? That might be useful. Let's see. Oh, there are mining corp in range somewhere. Be a different view of the city where it's a little bit easier to see what's what. That's outside of my range. So I'm looking for a specific structure. I can't see one right now. I do want to scrounge materials. I don't see any mining installations at the moment. We have some missing equipment. What exactly? No, nothing there. I mean, the sledge. Give them extra armor, I guess. Nothing. Another thing. Something I have deployed which is not currently suitable. The imposter. Bauxite skimmer. Okay, at least that tells me where I need to have it. So, I place this on this building. And if I don't give it a little bit of protection, it'll start giving me bauxite. I have to wait until next turn, however. We are over our limits. That is unfortunate. Turn this off then. Because it does mean we cannot move forwards. Which is why we were building those processors anyway. Turn it off. Hopefully that'll be enough for now. If we still... don't think the other units have quite enough deterrence. Terry. Oop. We also need a tortified thing, so that over there. Turn that off for now, so we can afford to get it. We need both of those materials. In the meantime, out. There's the contemplation. Moved across the city again. Okay, that's fine. If Computer and Android mind mesh won't scale, and they don't, you must find a better architect. You could build endless Computernium towers, but the humans would just knock them down. The thought towards possible biological source of neural networks that is abundant within the city, highly dense and does not have any special cooling requirements. You can also just walk away. You don't have to do this. You're not really sure you want to do this. Find something horrifying. Alright, the biological mainframe and the Crowner drones. Can you guess what the Crowner drones do? We also now can build the Mindport vehicle. Which, as you can understand, can just take out people, decrown them, and borrow their intellectual capacity. Let's make sure you have all the drone quality you can get. We'll see about getting some humans involved in the process. Plenty of room for androids, but not enough yet for the stuff. Right, so this is properly protected for now. Need more remote controller units. I need more bulk units. Observe the human response. You're honestly nervous that the humans will react to it in a useful way to this. Space travel and travel to other planets is a sore spot for the populace after all. Maybe all this was too provocative. Hopefully it doesn't lead to a notable disorder. Yeah, we have a slight problem. Not enough compute. That is, however, a temporary problem. Right. Can I now deploy some more bulk units, please? Yep, that should do it. Okay, let's turn these on. Looks like we need a little bit more. Okay, I don't have enough deterrence. And no significant contemplations currently available. Let's also have a look at the new androids we developed. The Keanu and the Raven. Apparently we can only afford one, and already in a place where it should not be. Oh, that's unfortunate, but fine. Alright, let's get the Keanu and the Raven outfit. Keanu is a fast thing, so we can have him go in guns akimbo. Well, you know, max things with his knuckles. Let's go with Electro Knuckles now. Go in with the Diamond Nanoweave. I want you to be agile and fast. With a great attack range. Build-a-mounted rockets also sound cool, but probably not what I need. You are gonna be a hacker. Oop. A hacker. So, what gives you the best? That's just Smart Pistol. You do need to be blending in. Maybe we'll get better armor for that later. And I want you to hack real well. Yes, additional CPUs would do. Go for pacifism. Right, counterattacks incoming. We'll see about that. Structures of complaints. And we can also build these bulk, of course. Okay, let's see about getting some bulk nickelbots established. What gives you the best fear factor? It's probably still the Galant. You don't need to blend in, so you can just go hard. Let's give you the oath of pacifism. You look intimidating, but you're kinda not. Pass some more turns. Ooh, take us under attack. Apparently it's detective. That's no good. Don't have a means of escaping that. kind of funny watching it jump about, but it's not necessarily helping our case here. Spiders. Well, in the meantime, you go get yourself cleared up. Keanu is still being targeted. Really? If that does anything. And as long as I'm not targeting my tower. I know it's meant to be destroyed as a decoy, but could you not? Deal with the mech. Graph Industries has apparently been instructed to come assert corporate authority in the suburbs. We need to send a message that keeps them from sending more mechs. Maybe destroying them wouldn't be enough. Stealing the mech, make it your own will, probably give them 2 paws. You know, I like the sound of that. Let's deploy the Raven. If we can. Let's see, our transport is over there. Fine, can you deploy there? Where is that mech? When it said suburbs, I presumed it meant over here. I'm only seeing humans. Oh, there it is. Hey. I've done nothing to you. Alright, so let us try to hack the Diplomat Mark II. Let's go for a full hack. This is an interesting little minigame. Alright, so we need to take control over this leaf node. Or destroy all the demons. You can do that by running around. Currently I have 2 nodes active, so that's kindly useful. We can jump over certain sectors, or we can firewall, which I'm guessing allows us to burn between nodes. Not entirely sure. It's a shot that is between, in a line with 1 or more additional shots to burn lines between them. Well, in any case, no need to do anything too special. See about getting a bit of this one. Okay. Get rid of that particular shard. Now let's get rid of this code priest. Turns one of our shards into a demon if it is allowed to. Don't want it to. There's the mech pilot cradle. And now it's ours. About the mech pilot. There was a human suspended in the pilot cradle, but they bailed out right before their brain turned to mush. Nice to have the gross human out of there, and you're thrilled by the combination of hardware and software the cradle was running. No idea humans and technology like this. The military kept it secret. Pilot's brain gave the mech direct commands if it was in the human's own body. The mech's external sensors supplied all the sensory input. All of this was done without invasive procedures. This gives you a wonderful idea. A terrible idea. But now the mech is ours. Yes. The Diplomat Mark II. Very, quite tough. Not the biggest of combat power, perhaps, but, you know, for its purpose, it suffices. Alright, so now we need to reach Intelligence Class 3. Also, our diplomats will need a little bit of, stuff. And we can make our own diplomats. Let's make it as tough as possible. Now we should be able to make our own mechs. Although deploying this will instantly put people on alert, so you know, best we probably do not do that. Wealthy citizens leave with offerings. Nice. That will certainly help. Right, my raven needs to get out of there. It's been angered. We do not have a means of getting rid of your thing. There's no robot nearby we can steal the things for. Apparently doesn't matter. Okay, you are also not really drawing attention. Let's just get out of there. The diplomat can stay here and watch over the obelisk. While combat units are still engaged in combat, we have not enough mental energy. Stop destroying the blade tower! Seriously! Should be fine. Yeah, the nickel bots didn't really do anything. Okay, we have some investigations we can do. We need to secure some pilot software, apparently. That's gonna be tricky, because that's all very well protected. Right, we need ignition and hack and kill. That feels like something that Raven could probably do. Probably does. However, we just passed the 3-hour mark on the stream, and it is, I believe, 4 o'clock, and I am well and truly spent for today. So I want to thank you all for watching, those of you who showed up. Hope you enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I think, well, I want to keep playing this game a little bit more. Figure out all the different paths we can take, well, some of them at least. See if we can actually take the fight to Forceeper, perhaps. Wonder if I can become strong enough to do that. I mean, we are already all well on the way to reaching class 3, so it shouldn't be too hard. And if we can get this thing of self-tungsten methylator active, should have an infinite supply of armor-piercing ammunition available. Anyway, that'll do for the stream. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time. Bye.